Coming up on The Cut, we have an update on a story we released last week regarding the graffiti on the Cronkite building. ASU faculty and police give their responses to the incident.
And Republican Congressman Kevin McCarthy has been ousted from his position as Speaker of the House. What's this mean for the role of the Speaker and for the unity of the Republican Party?
And Beyoncé is releasing a film showing her concert from its production to the closing night show in Kansas City, Missouri. How you can get tickets and experience her concert in a theater. The Cut starts right now. Hello and welcome to the Cut Network. I'm Emily Foxmillian.
And I'm Rennie Jimenez. Last week we brought you a story about the Relentless Courage exhibit and the vandalization that followed. This week, Cut reporter Matthew Marengo has an update on the incident, including responses from ASU representatives. Matthew?
Thank you, Ernie. Last week, graffiti was found on a poster advertising the Relentless Courage exhibit, which prompted ASU Police Department to make an arrest. On the morning of Wednesday the 27th, officers on patrol discovered graffiti outside the Cronkite building, showcasing anti-Semitic imagery. Later that day, at approximately 5:40 p.m., ASU police arrested Dennis Zielik and charged him with aggravated criminal damage, which is a Class 5 felony. As a response to the offense, ASU hosted a town hall event where a panel of speakers discussed the First Amendment. The event took place from 4 to 5 p.m. and included 4 panel hosts. This also gave students an avenue to ask questions and voice their concerns. After the town hall, The Cut reached out to panel speaker Mark Greenblatt, who referred us to a statement by ASU President Michael Crow, who said that, quote, "While ASU vigorously protects freedom of expression for all members of our community, we see those who perpetuate such actions under the cover of darkness for what they are, weak and hateful fearmongers and cowards," end quote. While both ASU and the police have gone on record saying it is important to protect the First Amendment, they have also made it clear that situations like this are unacceptable and will not be tolerated on our campus. For the Cut Network, I'm Matthew Marengo.
Thank you, Matthew. We will keep you updated if we receive more information on what further action ASU and the police take.
For the first time in U.S. history, a Speaker of the House has been ousted from their position. Kevin McCarthy has been ousted from his role as Speaker of the House. This marks a major divide in the Republican Party as they search for someone to fill the role of Speaker. This happened after 8 House Republicans, who are backed by House Democrats, won a vote of no confidence, eliminating him from his position. The final vote was 216 to 210, with Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz leading the charge on the anti-McCarthy Republican side. This leaves the seat vacant with currently no one to fill as of Wednesday, October 4th.
Trump's civil fraud trial in New York begins. Former President Donald Trump was present at a Manhattan courtroom for the opening day of the New York civil case against him and his namesake company. Trump's appearance was optional, but his presence turned the courthouse into an extension of the campaign trail. Trump has railed against the 4 criminal indictments against him, and now a civil case where Judge Arthur Engoron ruled last week that Trump and co-defendants were liable for fraud. Inside the courtroom, Trump's attorneys also sparred with the judge as opening statements began. The judge expects the trial to last into December.
Some residents reported smell of smoke in Phoenix this week after a landfill fire. The fire took place last weekend on the Salt River Indian Reservation. There was no immediate danger to residents, but authorities warned that residents of the Metro Phoenix area could expect lingering smoke in the area and should take precautions accordingly. Residents near the landfill were urged to take precautions such as staying indoors, closing windows and doors, and using air purifiers. On Monday, Salt River Fire said that the fire was smoldering, which means that it was burning without a flame. Because of this, it was expected to take a few days to finally extinguish the fires. The cause of the fire has not been released, and air quality continues to be the main concern. New York Governor Hochul declared a state of emergency after extreme floods hit New York City. Cut reporter Chase Westberg is here with the story and the aftermath of the natural disaster.
Thank you, Emily. Last Friday, September 29th, New York City woke up to heavy showers that caused over 8 inches of flooding concluding that day. This amount of precipitation marks the second wettest day in New York City in the last decade. The similar downpour prior to this was in 2021 with 7.1 inches of water in total. The underground pipes lining New York City, regularly holding sewage and stormwater, could not contain the rapid water flow. Therefore, this caused the runoff to flood streets, cars, home basements, and subway stations. Some large impacts were the Metro North Railroad traveling to and from the Grand Central Terminal was suspended, half of the subway lines were shut down, and flights were delayed or canceled. Jano Lieber, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority chief, stated in a news conference that with an increasing amount of storms, more conversation on improvement to city infrastructure needs to be discussed. He said, quote, "We keep talking about the fact that the system was designed long ago for a rainfall at the rate of 1.75 inches per hour, and we are consistently getting more than that. So we need additional outflow," end quote. To most people, some transportation shortages are just a downfall. However, New York City is the 11th largest city in the world. Therefore, this flooding interrupted thousands of lives. That being said, New Yorkers were able to return back to normal the next day. For The Cut, I'm Chase Westberg.
Thank you, Chase. It's sad to see the damage the flood caused, but it's good to hear that New York City was able to go back to normal.
Does Build Ford Tough actually live up to its name? The United States expands their examinations into Ford engine failures to include 2 motors and nearly 710,000 vehicles. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration opened its initial investigation in May of last year after getting 3 letters from owners. Initially, the probe was looking at the failure of 2.7-liter engine on the Ford Broncos. The investigation now covers Ford's F-150 pickup truck, as well as the Ford Explorer, the Ford Broncos, and the Ford Edge SUVs, alongside the Lincoln Nautilus and Aviator SUVs. All are from 2021 and 2022 model years, are equipped with 2.7-liter or 3-liter V6 turbocharged engines. Since then, Ford reported 861 customer complaints, warranty claims, and engine replacements. No injuries or crashes were reported. Ford told the agency in documents that defective intake valves generally fail early in vehicles' lives, and most of the failures have already happened. The company told NHTSA said it made a valve design change in October of 2021. The agency says it will evaluate how often the problem happens and review the effectiveness of Ford's manufacturing improvements designed to address the problem.
All one-wheel skateboards are being recalled after reports of deaths and serious injury in recent years. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission said that the 300,000 now recalled self-balancing electric skateboards manufactured by California-based company Future Motion can stop balancing riders if the board's limits are exceeded. This risks serious crashes. There have been dozens of incident reports involving these skateboards, including 4 deaths between 2019 and 2021. Serious injuries occurring on the skateboards include paralysis, traumatic brain injury, fractures, and ligament damage. All deaths resulted directly from head trauma, and at least 3 of the reports of death, the riders were not wearing helmets. Regulators said that the people who own a recalled one-wheel skateboard should stop using it immediately.
As everyone knows, Tupac has been dead for quite a while now, but the Las Vegas Police Department has made a huge discovery in the murder case. Cut reporter Brandon Move has all the facts. Brandon?
Thank you, Ernie. After 27 years, the Las Vegas police have arrested a suspect connected to the 1996 murder of rapper Tupac Shakur, CNN reported Friday. A grand jury indicted Dwayne Davis, otherwise known as Keith D, on charges of murder with the use of a deadly weapon in connection to the 1996 murder of Shakur. Shakur, who was only 25 years old, was leaving a boxing match at the MGM Grand Hotel before being shot in a drive-by shooting on the Las Vegas Strip. Riding in the passenger seat of a black BMW alongside driver Marion Suge Knight, founder of Death Row Records, Shakur was shot 4 times from an individual in a white Cadillac and succumbed to his injuries 6 days later. One of the most popular unsolved mysteries over the past 3 decades, authorities at a Friday news conference portrayed Davis as not the accused gunman in the case, but as the group's ringmaster. Davis, who has put himself at the scene of the crime, has admitted in several interviews and his 2019 tell-all memoir, Compton Street Legend, that he provided the gun used in Shakur's murder. This evidence was enough for authorities to revisit the case years later. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department Sheriff Kevin McMahill stated at the news conference, quote, "The investigation started on the night of September 7th, 1996. It is far from over. It has taken countless hours, really decades of work by the men and women of our homicide section to get where we are today," end quote. The legacy of Tupac Shakur has left a lasting impact on the music industry and hip-hop culture as a whole. Although his career and life were cut short, the family of Shakur and fans of the late rapper have hope for poetic justice to occur. For the Cut Network, I'm Brandon Muth.
Thank you, Brandon. Now that Tupac has some justice, fans can keep their head up.
The Nobel Prize in Medicine has gone to the two scientists who enabled the creation of the COVID mRNA vaccines. Caitlin Carrico, a Hungarian-American, and Drew Weissman, an American, were awarded for the discoveries that saved millions of lives. When the coronavirus pandemic struck, Weissman and Carrico's research laid the groundwork for the millions of doses of vaccines produced by companies like Pfizer and Moderna. The research focused on the clearing of the medical hurdle of vaccines' effectiveness, stopping people's immune systems from targeting the lab-made mRNA in the vaccines. Conventional vaccines trigger immune responses by putting live but weak or inactivated germ directly into the body. This means that messenger RNA or mRNA vaccines inject a snippet of genetic code that triggers immune response. The Nobel Peace Prize will be announced today, and the Economics Award will be announced on October 9th.
Michael Gambon, the actor known for Dumbledore, has unfortunately passed away. For more info on the story, cover reporter Abby Jurek is here. Abby?
Thank you, Ernie. Michael Gambon, the actor who played Dumbledore in the Harry Potter films, died last Wednesday at age 82, according to the New York Times. Gambon wasn't just known as Professor Albus Dumbledore, but also many other names. He played other large roles on screen, such as Oscar Wilde and Winston Churchill. As a teenager, he had never seen a play, and he didn't know anything about the acting industry. However, when he started to help build sets for an amateur dramatic society in England, he quickly discovered that he was made for the stage. He recalled, quote, "I thought, Jesus, this is for me. I want to be an actor." By 1974, he made his mark on London when he played Alan in the Norman Conquests. The comedic role set off his career as his acting quickly became a fan favorite. From 1999 to 2001, Gambon won 3 Best Actor awards and just a year later was cast as Dumbledore. Mr. Gambon's family confirmed his passing in a short statement issued last Tuesday. Quote, "Michael died peacefully in the hospital with his wife and son by his side, following a stretch of pneumonia. He will forever be remembered by many, and his legacy will live on." For the Cut Network, I'm Abby Jurek.
Thanks, Abby. We send Gabon's family our condolences. Beyoncé coming to a theater near you. Renaissance, a film by Beyoncé, is coming to theaters on Thursday, November 30th. The film is described as a journey of the legendary singer and songwriter's concert tour, Renaissance World Tour. The film will encompass everything from its inception to the opening night in Stockholm, Sweden, to its grand finale, Kansas City, Missouri. Tickets can be purchased now at AMC and Harkins theaters around the valley and at box offices near you. The announcement comes just over a week before Taylor Swift is set to appear in theaters as well for her own concert tour film. Swift's The Eras Tour movie opens on October 13th.
Dolly Parton is coming out with her 49th studio album next month. Cut reporter Maria Loaiza has more information on the legend's next tape. Maria?
Thank you, Emily. For the first time in her almost 70 years of singing, Dolly Parton is expected to release a rock album. Parton's newest album, Rockstar, is expected to be released on November 17th of this year. Though it has only been a year and a half since the release of her last album, Run, Rose, Run, fans and fellow artists are more than excited to see Parton rock this new style. Keith Urban told ABC, quote, "It's not just the voice, it's the spirit behind that voice that's so strong and consistent and timeless," end quote. Not only is this a new genre for Parton, but it's a new era of collaborations, as she is expected to have almost 40 featured artists, according to SiriusXM. We'll be hearing familiar voices from Pink, Miley Cyrus, Kid Rock, and more. Though Parton's album doesn't come out for more than a month, you can still enjoy the taste of some of her new recordings, including World on Fire, Magic Man, and more. From the Cut Network, I'm Maria Loaiza. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Maria. I'll be looking forward to the album.
Fleetwood Mac icon Stevie Nicks now has her own mini-me Barbie.
The 75-year-old singer-songwriter and former member of rock band Fleetwood Mac has officially been immortalized. She presented her Barbie doll to fans at her show at Madison Square Garden, calling it, quote, Stevie Barbie. Mattel, the toy company that owns Barbie, made the doll available on their website for pre-order for $55, but it has already sold out. The doll is part of Mattel's Barbie music series. Her Barbie is complete with a smoky eye, bangs, and she even holds the singer's signature ribbon tambourine. She's dressed in platform boots and a gold necklace, complete with a black flowing dress inspired by the cover art of the iconic 1977 album Rumors. The official Barbie Instagram account shared images of the new doll in a post on Monday with the caption, quote, at Stevie Nicks is the latest legend to be celebrated as part of the Barbie music series, bringing her inspiring story and chart-topping career to artists and audiences of all ages. Hashtag Barbie, hashtag you can be anything, end quote. Are you thinking about getting a Barbie? You know,
No,
are you gonna order this one?
I don't really collect dolls, you know. I like to collect, but I'm not really into dolls. But I do really love the detail on the
There you
Barbie,
go.
and I feel like they should call it Barbie Stevie instead of Stevie Barbie. I like the name Barbie Stevie a little more. I find it more catchy than Stevie Barbie.
Yeah, I agree.
And if Mattel, if you use that, give me some money, give me a cut.
Some credits to the Cut Network.
And that will do it for this episode of the Cut Network.
Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at @thecut_network.
Have a great night. Thank you.